Welcome to this lesson on coaching and mentoring. What we're going to be looking at in this lesson is understanding the difference between these two types of development tools. We're going to be looking at it quite high level, and then you'll also find lessons that look into them in a little bit more detail for each of those things, so coaching and mentoring. So, what is coaching? So, coaching is about unlocking somebody's potential, maximizing their performance, and helping them to learn rather than teaching them. So, again, this really dials into that independence piece, enabling them to really move themselves forwards in their own way, in a supportive way. And mentoring, I've picked this lovely little quote from Oprah Winfrey. A mentor is someone who allows you to see hope within yourself. So, mentoring really is around that growth, that personal development growth on an individual level. I've loved working with mentors and I've really enjoyed being a mentor at times. It's been as much of a development opportunity for me being a mentor as it has being a mentee. And this really is about helping somebody to shine. Sometimes, though, it's about how you help see different options and different ideas through the experience you have as a mentor. So, those are really useful, valuable ways of looking at the difference between coaching and mentoring. So coaching is very much about helping them to develop and grow from their own perspective, looking at problem solving, looking at how they maximize their performance. Mentoring is about that kind of growth aspect, that having somebody alongside you, supporting you. It's helping you to feel more positive and enabled as an individual, but it's about you personally rather than necessarily your performance, though there is a crossover on those two. So let's get into the detail of these a little bit more, what coaching mentoring is. And again, depending on who you are working with and how this is working for you or the individual, you may see some crossover here, but it's about understanding the fundamentals of both of them first. So let's look at coaching. So coaching is about asking questions. It's about enhancing self-awareness. It's about not necessarily having the relevant knowledge and experience within that area, actually, because your role isn't about giving the answers. It's about facilitating those solutions. It's helping them to think for themselves and to navigate that thinking for themselves. So the coaching space is a great opportunity for time, somewhere to reflect, having that space to reflect. And that's something I see a lot from my leadership clients. It's one of the biggest benefits they feel from coaching is I just needed that space. And because you've dedicated that time to the coaching opportunity, you've dedicated that time for that reflection and that space for that thinking, which is just sometimes what you need, just the time. It's a more sustainable approach. So when people go through coaching, what they're learning is some of those skills for that thinking by themselves. Absolutely having a coach alongside you to kind of enable that, create the opportunity, really ask those valuable questions to do that thinking for yourself. Absolutely. But it is about changing how somebody thinks and how somebody performs. It isn't about being reliant on somebody for answers. It's about looking at ways to come up with answers and solutions for themselves. And quite often the coaching relationship is short term or very much more specific. So there'll be some specific goals that you're looking at possibly, or it's during a period of time of change or growth for the individual. Sometimes coaching relationships will last for longer, especially with individual coaches. Once you've built a really good relationship, that can be a positive way to kind of progress through different parts of your career. And so you maintain that relationship in a positive way can be really valuable. In terms of mentoring, so this is about sharing experience. It's about giving guidance and advice. Generally, the mentor would have experience and knowledge within that area because, again, you're about helping somebody step up or move forward within their career. So having a level of knowledge and expertise is really important. More likely to be directive in the mentoring relationship. So try this, have a go at that, in a way that coaching maybe won't step into that space unless if you've kind of unlocked that for yourself. So a mentoring is going to be much more direct. The mentee is going to be more likely to be reliant on the mentor here. So really looking to and seeking advice and support from the mentor in a way that the coach isn't in that same space. So whether it's career development, other things like that, that's where the mentor is probably going to have a much more stronger influence and impact on the mentee. And this is likely to be a longer term relationship. So coaching more likely to be specific and focused on something. For mentoring, it's more likely to be longer. And it might be that the relationship dips in and out depending on what's needed, what's happening, what's going on. So that's the difference between coaching and mentoring.